After 18 long weeks of football, the Eagles have finally reached the playoffs. In their first and hopefully not final game of the playoffs, the Packers must come to Philadelphia. So today we're going to talk about 3 key players, the locker room's mindset, and predictions for the game. Let's get into it. The first person to decide this game is obviously Jalen Hurts. Whether he begins this game firing or starts off sluggish will be a huge factor, but I believe the rest he's had the past few weeks will have him looking brand new. Multiple players have also commented on how he looks in practice.
Well, the question that everyone is asking is, how did Jalen look and how do you think he felt out there?
You had to ask him how he felt. My eyes, he looked good.
Sharp today. He looked really good.
But how should Jalen and the offense go about attacking this Green Bay defense? The Packers' weaknesses do seem to be far and few, but this could be due to their incredibly easy schedule. They've allowed teams to score an average of 19.9 points per game, that's the 6th best in the league, and allowed an average of 314.5 total yards per game. That's 5th best in the league. But if you look a little deeper at the yard breakdown, opposing offenses have targeted them mainly in the passing game, which is great for this multifaceted Eagles offense, especially when you consider injuries to the Packers players like Alexander, Edgerrin Cooper, Anderson, and Slayton. However, passing isn't the only focus of this offense. We should be able to run the ball as well. In the first matchup between us, we bullied the Packers for 266 rushing yards. Then throughout the season, we developed our rushing attack into one of, if not the best in the league. If we want to win this game, we have to stop their rush. More specifically, Josh Jacobs. This leads us to the other 2 players that will decide this game, Jordan Davis and Jalen Carter. Both players are thankfully coming off a bye week, essentially meaning they should have more gas in their tanks. The Packers run the ball at 51.22% of the time, the 3rd most in the league. They rush for an average of 4.7 yards a rush, 6th best in the league. I say all these stats to illustrate the importance of stopping Jacobs on the ground using Davis and Carter. This would also force Love to use his already injured arm. Currently, Love is tied for the 12th most interceptions in the regular season with 11 picks thrown, so I'm not too afraid of his already bruised arm getting the best of our Eagles defense. The best example of the defensive style I'm talking about is in the Week 17 Vikings game, where they pummeled Josh Jacobs, forcing Love to throw the ball and finish the game with 3 interceptions. Our number 1 ranked secondary will hopefully send the Packers quarterback into a panic. Not to mention they'll have to come to Philly for this game, where they'll have to face one of the harshest atmospheres in football. Talking about panicking, however, panicking seems to be the opposite of what the Eagles are doing, as many players seem calmer and more mature. Even the rookies.
This deep in the season, do you still feel like a rookie?
Nah, I mean, I feel like no, not. I feel like we've learned so much and grown so much, throughout the season. I feel like now, it doesn't seem like we're rookies anymore. I think Q would say the same thing. We're just kind of fit in real well with the rest of the guys.
Now let's talk about what I think our game plan will look like after analyzing every Packers loss this season. Every team who has beaten the Packers minus us Week 1 and the Vikings Week 4 beat them throwing the ball. According to Next Gen Stats, QBs have been releasing mainly checkdowns, looking to gain more yards after the catch instead of going for huge plays. So being patient with the ball like the Eagles have later in the year will definitely be a strength. Hurts has also made a point of throwing over the middle of the field more consistently as the season has progressed, which should work in his favor this game. That's all I've got. Thanks for watching and subscribe.